too. So it's nice. Oh yeah, I'm Mhairi. For those of you who are wondering, that is Mhairi with an M, obviously. It's one of those Scottish names. So Mhairi, obviously spells vary, but unfortunately does also happen to spell Mhairi. And that's a lovely nickname for a girl to have when she's going through those awkward teenage years, isn't it? It's really character building stuff. But yeah, I'm Mhairi, and I work in data science, which is pretty cool. But I have to confess, I am not in fact a data scientist. I am actually a sociologist, which is rather less cool. But yeah, I've been working in data science for about 10 years now. And I started working in data science because I saw a headline on the front of a magazine that said that data science is the sexiest career in the 21st century. I know, we've heard it before tonight, but it is true and it's worth saying again. Yeah, so I saw that headline and obviously I thought, that is what I'm going to do with my life. I want in on that. But I've got to tell you, I've been working in this area for 10 years now, and honestly, I feel no sexier than before I started in this area. You know, along the way, I've kind of picked up some fairly rudimentary statistical skills, really basic quantitative methods, and using those basic quantitative methods, I've crunched the numbers, and I'm going to tell you, I feel about 17.2% less sexy before I started working in data science. So, yeah, it has been a bit disappointing, it has been a bit of a letdown. But still, no regrets. Because you know what, working in data science has changed my life. It's transformed the way I live my life. It's transformed the way that I view the world. It's really changed things for me. I've actually, since started working in data science, I've converted to a new religion. I am now a follower of the all-knowing, all-powerful Lord Google. I am a born-again Googleist. So I live my life according to the word of Google. And I imagine that many of you here tonight also do that to varying degrees. So, you know, if you're looking for an answer to one of life's big questions, you know, who do you go to? You go to Google, don't you? Whether that's, you know, where is the nearest Chinese restaurant, or, you know, what's the sexiest profession of the 21st century, or what's that strange smell down there? You know, it's always Google we go to first, isn't it? So as a born-again Googleist, I just, you know, I take that one step further, and I live my life according to the Google Code of Conduct, which admittedly is primarily intended for Google employees, but I find it provides a really useful kind of moral compass to guide me through life, and to kind of, you know, yeah, to help me deal with the kind of everyday ethical dilemmas that we all face. So I'll give you a bit of an example as to how this has helped me out. So in the Google Code of Conduct, for years, there's been this kind of mantra. It's a mantra that kind of shapes the ethos of the company, there's a moral compass for followers of Google. And that mantra was, don't be evil. That's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, essentially it takes kind of all the key messages of the world's main religions and distills it down into one easily digestible core message, which is just beautiful, don't be evil. I mean, when I first converted to being a Googleist, that really resonated with me. But early in 2018, there was a bit of a controversy in the Church of Google, and it centered around Google's involvement in something called Project Maven. So Project Maven was a project where Google were collaborating with the Pentagon in the US, and they were looking at images from drones. Now these are drones that have been used to drop bombs in distant locations, sometimes suspected terrorist cells, sometimes children's play areas. We all make mistakes, don't we? So Google were collaborating with the Pentagon to look at images from these drones and look at past human judgments, military operative judgments about whether or not to drop bombs. And they were training a machine learning program which could potentially, just potentially, but potentially in the not too distant future, automate those decisions about whether or not to drop bombs. And this was a bit of a tricky one, and some people started to point out that maybe there was a little bit of a tension between, you know, not being evil and killing people, or like training computers to kill people. And it was a tricky one, and yeah, there was a bit of controversy around this. A lot of Google employees left the company or threatened to leave the company, and I'm going to tell you, as a follower of Google, I came close to having a crisis of faith around that time, I really did. But I never should have doubted Lord Google. Lord Google, in their infinite wisdom, they clearly agonized over this for weeks, and eventually they put their hands up and they said, you know what, you're right, there is a bit of a discrepancy there, but we're going to do the right thing. And they put their hands up, and fair play to Google, they did the right thing, and they dropped "Don't be evil" from their code of conduct. I've got to tell you, as a follower of Google, that was just the most liberating moment. The the possibilities that opened up were just incredible. And I suddenly realised that, like, all my life, I've just been so indoctrinated against evil. And it's like, actually, you know what? A little bit of evil, not such a bad thing, is it? So I'm kind of embracing this in my day-to-day life. You know, it's baby steps to begin with, like 20 minutes of evil a day, throwing an odd random act of evil here and there, just kind of gradually building it up. And I've got to tell you, it is so empowering. I really, really would recommend this to you. But you know, it's not just Google that have helped me out. There's other big tech firms that have really helped me out in a big way over the last few years. Facebook have helped me out enormously. And I know what you're thinking. Facebook are the bad guys, right? We all know that. Facebook are the bad guys. We all know that Facebook are collecting our data, they're using our data for targeted advertising to, you know, sell us a sofa we don't really want, or to play fun kind of mind games like changing our moods. Or, you know, other quirky stuff like, you know, white supremacist in the Oval Office, you know, fun stuff like that. But, you know, it's totally worth it, because by sharing our data, by allowing our data to be used for all those purposes, we get some amazing insights, don't we? You know, things like, what's my perfect stripper name? What will I look like in 30 years' time? So I don't really need that one because I just visit my mum every week and I know exactly what I look like in 30 years' time. But yeah, like a friend of mine shared something truly amazing on Facebook the other week, and that was, it was a life hack to help you find the perfect name for your vagina. That's brilliant, isn't it? Like, that's what I've been waiting for. And it's moments like that when you realise it really is worth sharing all your personal information with Facebook. It's really, really wonderful. Now, I can tell you're dying to know how to do this for yourself, and I'm happy to pass that wisdom along. Turns out, perfect name for your vagina is in fact the name of the last movie you watched. I'll give you a moment. But I need to preface what I'm about to say by clarifying that I have young children. I have young children, so my movie watching habits aren't particularly sophisticated. But it turns out, thanks to my young children, my vagina is now cloudy. With a chance of meatballs. Which is not very sexy, is it? I mean, I think I'm going to need a whole lot more data science to make that one sexy. But unfortunately, on that bombshell, I think my time is up. Thank you.